talk about today are two ladies who have cracked some of the code. These two ladies have written The Gaggle, how the guys you know will help you find the love you want. And let me tell you right now, if you are a woman listening to this show, if you don't go buy this book, you are a fool. You are an absolute fool. Joining me today are Jessica Massa and Rebecca Wigand, the two authors. Jessica has graduated magna cum laude with highest honors from Harvard University, so she knows what she's talking about. These two women, Rebecca has worked for the New York media in the past and publicity at W.W. Norton and Company. These people know what they're doing when it comes to networking, and even more importantly is that they've talked to a lot of different people to get great perspective on what it takes to create a successful modern romance. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
And we're getting it in stereo, which is beautiful. So tell me about what started you down this path. Why did this become an issue? What did you identify? Why is it an issue?
Well, it started based on what's going on your Facebook wall, as you were saying, Charles, that you have women saying, how do I find love? How do I get a date? Why don't I have a date? I'm pretty awesome as a woman, so how do I not have a date? And that idea is something we not only heard around the country, but that we heard on our very own couch one night.
Sure, but you end up in a discussion where you say, I can't get a date, it's Saturday night, I'm home again, what's wrong with me? Which is always the statement, right? It's always something about you. It's never about anybody else.
And it was, as the original, basically I was the one who threw myself on the couch and was like, Jess, what's wrong with me? Why don't boys like me? It's like when you're in that position, you feel like there's something just dreadfully, horribly wrong with you, and no one's had the heart to break it to you. And we basically came up with a new perspective of how to look at, our love lives. And then we just wanted to share that with everybody because it was so refreshing and so empowering and so different from that feeling of, oh my God, what's wrong with me? That kind of crazy paranoid feeling.
So are you saying that something's wrong with the world? What are we saying here?
Well, something's not wrong with the world. Something is wrong with the way that we as women are taught to look at the world and taught to look at our love lives. So what we realized that night on the couch, and then what we realized when we started doing interviews for the book, I spent a year traveling the country talking to hundreds of young people about their love lives. And we just heard the same story over and over, which is that women are taught to look at their love lives in terms of traditional dating. So if you're a woman looking for love, the question you ask yourself is, who am I dating? Who's taking me out to dinner and a movie on Friday night? Or who called me days in advance to ask me out for a fancy meal and drinks on Saturday? And that's the only question that we've been taught to ask ourselves. Who am I dating? And that's your whole love life in one question. And what we realized is that was the problem. It was a problem of perspective. And that's the way that people are actually falling in love now, is a much windier, more complicated, sort of ambiguous path. But that if we as women could figure out what that path looks like, how to navigate it, and how to be empowered in it, then the path to that ultimate, amazing, epic love is going to be so much more fun and enriching and filled with much better relationships with men.
Yeah, but why is this approach so much more successful? Where, you end up with what's taken the world by storm, of course, over the past 10 years, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, is online dating, where you put up an advertisement about yourself and you say the best things, very interview format. I just finished up a month-long intensive on online dating here on Relationship Revolution. So why is this better? Why is the Gaggle approach better?
Online dating, we support online dating and have both tried it and know lots of people who found success, but online dating sells itself as a be-all, end-all solution to the problem. If you're not happy with your love life, all you have to do is sign up for the site, put up some photos, and you'll find love. And what we found personally and through our interviews is that, yes, that is absolutely one way to add people and connections to your life. But the problem is if you, again, are only thinking about dating and you are saying, okay, I have a date on Wednesday night and Friday night, and then you're walking around the rest of the time with your eyes closed to the connections. But when we sat down with couples who were in love and so happy and realized that they've gotten there in more complicated ways, they've met on a kickball team or met through a conference, or they've been friends for 10 years and something in their relationship changed. When we found that people were falling in love in these more ambiguous day-to-day ways, then we realized if you're just doing online dating, for example, You're only focusing on those 2 nights. The rest of the time, you don't think you have a love life. And you walk around as a woman feeling like you don't have a love life. That's the number one thing we heard when we traveled. We say to women, what's your romantic status? What's going on with your love life? And women would say, I don't really have a